There's a reason these moments never get old. You can watch the footage 100 times and it still hits exactly the same way. The gasp when the athlete goes down, the disbelief when they get back up. In track and field, the gap between everything falling apart and winning it all can be less than 2 seconds. It can be a single lap. It can be a fall in a qualifying heat that looked like the end of everything. The athletes on this list stared down those moments, and they did something nobody in that stadium thought was coming. These are the greatest comebacks in track and field history. We start in Munich, September 3rd, 1972. 25 laps around a 400-meter track for the men's 10,000-meter final at the Olympic Games. Lasse Virén of Finland was not supposed to be a factor. He was 23 years old, a police officer from a small Finnish town, and he had barely made the final at all, scraping through his qualifying heat in 4th place. The favorites going in were Belgium's Emil Puttemans and Great Britain's Dave Bedford, who had been burning the early laps at a blistering pace to try to break the field. Halfway through the race, in the 12th of 25 laps, things went wrong fast. Virén got his legs tangled with Puttemans and crashed to the track. Tunisia's Mohamed Ghamoudi went down with him. The rest of the field did not slow down, they never do. Every second on the ground means 20 meters of distance lost. The pack was gone, and Virén was flat on the grass with 12 laps still to race. He got up, and in less than 150 meters, he had caught the pack. Not slowly, not cautiously. He drove through the field and caught every runner who had passed him. He settled into the group, worked through the middle laps, and then with 600 meters remaining, he dropped the hammer. One by one, each runner in the field fell away. Puttemans gave everything he had down the final straight. It was not enough. Virén crossed the finish line in 27 minutes, 38.35 seconds, a world record. After falling, after losing the pack to the entire field, The Guardian would later call this the greatest sports comeback in history. When reporters asked him about the fall afterward, Virén said simply that he felt fine after he got up and that he still believed he could win. That composure is what makes the performance so difficult to fully understand even now. 10 days later, he went back on the track and won the 5,000-meter gold as well. 4 years later at Montreal, he came back and completed the same double again. 4 Olympic golds in the 2 longest track events. But the first one, the world record from the ground in Munich, that is the one nobody has come close to matching. Our next story moves forward 44 years to Rio de Janeiro. August 13, 2016. The men's 10,000-meter final. Mo Farah of Great Britain had not been beaten at a global championship over 5,000 or 10,000 meters since 2011. He had won double gold at the London Games. He had won world championship golds across multiple years. He was the most dominant distance runner of his era. And defending an Olympic title in Rio was supposed to be another step in that story. Farah was running in the middle of the pack on the 10th lap. Farah went straight down onto the track. The trailing runners had to hurdle over him. When I fell down, Farah said afterward, "For one moment I was thinking, my race is over. My dream is over." He gave Rupp a thumbs up to show he was all right. Then he got back on his feet and started running again. He was not in contact with the lead group immediately. He took the lead with 1 kilometer remaining, which in his era of racing was the same as a finishing line. Kenya's Paul Tanui refused to accept it. Down the back straight of the final lap, Tanui made one last push for the lead. Farah answered with a final kick that covered the last 100 meters in 13.3 seconds. He won gold in 27 minutes and 5.17 seconds. Tanui held on for silver. Farah fell to the track at the finish and lay there face down for several seconds. "I thought about all my hard work," he said, "and that it could all be gone in a minute. I wasn't going to let it go." He went back the following week and won the 5,000-meter gold as well. If those 2 comebacks were built on physical dominance and iron nerve, what Sifan Hassan did in Tokyo 2021 operated on a different level altogether. No female distance runner had ever won gold in all 3 at a single Olympics. 8 races across 6 days in Tokyo's summer heat. She had announced the plan before the Games, and most in the athletics world considered it somewhere between extraordinary ambition and a serious overreach. She needed every qualifying heat to go cleanly. In the second heat of the 1500-meter first round, with 350 meters left in the race, the runner directly in front of Hassan stumbled and fell. Hassan went down on top of her. When she stood back up, she was in last place. 350 meters to go. Last place, in a race where only the top finishers from each heat advance. She won the heat, from last after falling in under 60 seconds of racing. "I can't believe it," she said in the mixed zone after. "It was terrible when I tripped. I used all my energy this morning." 12 hours later, on the same track, she came back for the 5,000-meter final and won gold. She won the 10,000-meter final. Then she came back for the 1,500-meter final, the very event that almost sent her home in the first round, and won bronze. 2 golds and a bronze from 3 events at a single Olympics, something no woman had ever done, and all of it began with Hassan on the ground in a qualifying heat with less than a lap to go. There was no fall, no mid-race collision, no chaos at the exchange zone. Kelly Holmes was 34 at the 2004 Athens Olympics. The previous 5 years had delivered stress fractures and muscle tears just as she found her form. She had set British records, but Olympic gold had never come. In the 800-meter final, Holmes ran like someone who had waited long enough. Keeping her powder dry through the first lap, she moved with 300 meters left. She surged past the leaders, hitting the tape in 1 minute, 56.38 seconds, Olympic gold, at 34. After 5 years of the sport trying to break her, she dropped to her knees, taking several seconds to accept she had won. 5 days later, she returned for the 1,500-meter final. Using the same approach, she sat in the field before releasing everything with 350 meters left. Nobody could answer. She crossed the line and won again. 2 gold medals. The first British woman to win both the 800 and 1,500 at a single games. These 4 athletes share one thing: the moment where everything looked finished.